welcome you in. Now it's official. Yesterday was everybody recording, everybody showing up. It's like the first day at summer camp, if you were fortunate enough to go to one of those, or maybe back to school, where everybody, it's like the first day of baseball, right? Even the bad teams are good for just one day. Even the bad kids are excited to be in school just for one day because you get to see your friends and everything else in that capacity. But it wears off. But here we are. It's not going to wear off here in Philadelphia, as you know, because we have way too many things happening, way too many storylines surrounding this team. And if there aren't, if it gets dull for like a week, somebody down there is going to leak something. We know that as well. So we are here. Barrett is on the road technically at practice where everybody else is, right? J-Max down there as well. So in the house, hang with us for this hour is our buddy Lofty, Dave Lockren, of course, from Awesemo and Beyond at Lofty_Dean. Really, Awesemo is where you can find him dominating across the board with the NBA season over. Everything is geared up now towards the NFL for us. And look, all three of us have lived and died, metaphorically speaking, with this football team. So, we're coming into a year right now where I get that there's a lot of excitement and there's just a lot of unknown. But at the same time, I don't think that anybody here is anticipating a double digits. Like, we're not going to go full Barrett Brooks. This team's going to win 10, 11 games. I think we're just happy that this is back and that we don't have to talk about the Phillies night in and night out.
Well, yeah, we don't talk about the Phillies night in and night out. That's what we do not do here on the middle. As much as some people might want us to, and maybe three people might want us to do that. I mean, what are you more excited about?
We don't know.
Well, true. He's a big baseball honk. I get that. And I'll become a baseball honk once the playoffs start and we get all the riffraff off my television set. I'll watch good baseball teams with good pitchers and guys that actually can hit the ball. That's not what we have.
They've been kind of fun, though, lately. I mean, McCutcheon 3-run walk-off the other day. Bryce inside the park homer. They lost. And by the way, not a serviceable replacement for Barrett, but I appreciate you guys having me on. I'll put forth a valiant effort here.
Absolutely. We appreciate you hanging. You're more than a friend of the show. I mean, you've been infused in the show. The chat knows you.
Yes.
The chat has welcomed you with open arms. So
fellas.
They love his studio, too. He's got the greatest studio on the show.
Did you say it looked like strippers were supposed to be popping out last time?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to do it up sometimes. But
no, real quick. I'm sorry. Let me just jump in real quick. And it's just a quick little quip here. Selfishly as well, I'm going to have to tap you for some father advice. Now, it's not just for you to hang with us and have some fun. At some point, I'm going to, because you're a couple of months ahead of me in the game.
You don't want my advice, bro.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, I just want to know from both of you before the show's out. I mean, do you bathe your infants? Because there was a big story yesterday all over the internet about a certain actor and actress that don't bathe their kids.
Yes.
They got them in dreadlocks already. I mean, that's absurd. Yeah, we do. Well, she does. I mostly watch.
Well, my kid, he's not able to be bathed yet, so we have to give him one of these sponge baths.
Right,
right. The sponge bath. Oh, yeah, they're fun.
Right. Now, that's what but here's the thing, and let me just add this to this whole Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, which came out of nowhere, and that tells you something. Like, first and foremost, can we just set the scene here? This is a man who made his bones in Hollywood tricking and fooling people.
Right.
So you don't have to take everything he says at face value as being true. Chances are you're part of some elaborate prank on Twitter anyways. Now, they said it, but I don't necessarily believe it. Here's another thing. I could probably go 2 days or so, 2.5 days in household without somebody noticing that I haven't showered. What? But I would never do that with my child.
Never. I could go 2.5 days easy. I mean, easy. Not to say that I do. I don't.
No,
but I'll tell you this much. If I didn't work from home, working from home can put you in some bad habits that you got to break out.
Well, that is true.
Thank you.
Yes, I mean, that is true.
Like, always got to brush the teeth and floss every day. But there are definitely a day or two, usually not consecutively, where I'm like, oh, you know what? I have to shower.
Yeah.
If you're out there doing construction, it's not a second thought. You come home and the first thing you do is shower, right?
Yes. Now, flossing's a pain in the ass.
I hate it. My wife's a dental hygienist, though.
Oh,
so
she is.
Yeah. I had some bad, or it wasn't a bad dental hygiene, but like now She's on it because she's the one that cleans my teeth. So I get in there and I get bitched at every time.
Now, do you get in the dentist chair to get your teeth cleaned at home, or does she do it like at the kitchen table?
Yeah, she does it at the kitchen table while the kid's taking a bath.
In the sink.
No. I go in to get it done. And by the way, Eytan, give Ashton Kutcher a little credit. Michael Kelso from that 70s show. Yeah. At least give him a little bit of credit. Okay. That was a good one.
Was that before that prank show?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Well, that was it. Wasn't that his claim? Wasn't that where Ashton Kutcher became who he became known?
But yes, to be fair, his pivot once he was known. This is like when Mos Def came out with underground hip hop album after hip hop album, then went on his own and made a metal album. Right? I mean, like the pivot for Ashton Kutcher was turning into that.
Sure.
Hold on a second. You have just, we're about to be joined by the network. We have some injury news we're going to get into right away. Jalen Reagor is hurt. So here we go. Right.
There we go. Awesome.
Amazing. But Harry, I think, glossed over it, or maybe he missed it.
In partnership with JAKIB Media.
We have to get back to this.
And you, my friend, are caught in the middle.
The Middle starts now on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life. Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, welcome in. It's a Wednesday. We are in the middle of the week, and we are day one of camp out there. You're going to see all the pictures and the stills to the video, what you have. We've already seen shots of Zach Ertz, blonde hair, bleach blonde hair. So take that. It's a new man coming into the NovaCare Center. And the easiest way to show that is the blonde hair. Or maybe somebody figured, you know what? They lost the Green Goblin. They need somebody in there to dye their hair.
Right.
Luffy's in the house at Luffy_D, as you can see on the JAKIB Media YouTube page, where you should already be subscribed. If not, hit us up with a like. As more people come in, you will see that. The chat will remind you. And Barrett might check in for practice. We're pretty much sure that he won't be able to. There was like this pretty ambitious theory yesterday because Harry was driving back from Connecticut, Luffy, and it was myself and Barrett for the majority of it. And Barrett was pretty gung-ho about, no, I'm doing the whole show from practice. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll do the whole show from
right.
Practice. And it was just like, yeah, I don't know if they're going to allow you to just walk around with a phone being like, well, yeah, here's what I'm seeing now.
No, there's no way he'd get away with that. No. But I know he checked in on Birds 365 today. I think on his way to practice. Maybe he was in the parking lot at the NovaCare complex, sort of like Nnamdi Asomugha, you know, eating his lunch. Barrett might have been eating a breakfast bagel and talking to Jody Mack and Jeff Kerr on Birds 365 today. But he will join the show at some point because I talked to him yesterday. And it'll either be in the second hour or maybe just for overtime to tell us what he witnessed during the day at practice, aside from Zach Ertz's new hair color.
Okay, well, that's a big thing to hit on. And we also have Jalen Reagor, who is out day one. I mean, my goodness, day one. Now, everybody's going to go crazy. Sorry, Dave.
No. I just said good start. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. Jalen Hurts on his second try throws a touchdown to Devontae Smith. The live updates are coming through on Twitter. All right.
Yes.
I'm salivating at the chance of this now.
Has Devontae Smith dropped a pass yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But give it time, Harry. He's human. He's human like the rest of us.
Give it, I don't know, 2 days.
Hold on, real quick. We're about to break. We're back at 3 other network. Go ahead.
Give it 2-3 days before Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith are celebrated as the greatest quarterback to wide receiver duo in the history of the Eagles franchise. You know, it's going to happen. And quite frankly, I'm all about the hype. I temper my expectations. I like to consider myself a realist, but this is still training camp. You know, it's early on in training camp. It's exciting. It's very exciting, especially with Devonta Smith, because we haven't had a good receiver. When's the last time we drafted a quality receiver?
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson?
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be the last time.
Well, here's the thing. Could you argue that Nelson Aguilar is now a quality receiver? Like if Nelson were on this team this year, could you argue that he could be?
He still never played up to where he was drafted.
Okay.
I would have been very, very interested to see how Nelson Aguilar did during the 2020 COVID season in Philadelphia with nobody in attendance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
I know people talk about like, these are professional athletes and who am I to talk about anybody's, mental fortitude, but it certainly felt like Nelson Aguilar had trouble under those lights with 67,000 people yelling at him. And a lot of those drops were just straight concentration drops, lack of concentration. He dropped some balls in Las Vegas last year, but like Aguilar was actually a good, competent, serviceable receiver with Derek Carr at the helm. So I would have liked to have seen it, but I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the thing. It's unfortunate because we never would have known, but we have seen him just leave here. And that's where I think you can build that theory on there. But no, I mean, back to the initial point about them drafting Smith, there is clearly an upside, a level of excitement. I don't know how much it's tabled, may be the wrong word here, but I don't know how much it's curbed because people aren't sure about Hurts yet, right?
Right.
Like you can be excited about the idea of Hurts to Smith, but we know Smith comes in with a pretty high percentage rate of him going to be being okay. Like it's going to take a lot for him to bust out of this league, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think that isn't the biggest question still to be seen at this level, even though he did it in good scheming at the SEC level of getting off of tough press coverage with big physical corners. Like that's the thing I want to see him do. I know this coaching staff will be able to scheme him open in certain respects, but if he's just got to go one-on-one with a cornerback in his grill, I'd like to see if he can do that. Yeah.
And it's also tough to draw any conclusions when he didn't have competent pass catchers, at least not good ones. Sure, Jalen Reagor was there, but his season was tough. You're looking at the last 4 weeks of the season, of which he played 3.5 of them. Jalen Hurts had the second worst completion percentage of anybody. The only one below him was Jared Stidham, and he only attempted 21 passes.
Mm-hmm.
There are some issues here. Hurts threw the deep ball a lot, though, and if you have Devontae Smith out there, like that's the type of guy that can open things up. But another one of these questions for me, like, is Sirianni, are they going to be able to scheme Smith open in ways where you can use him everywhere? Because like we still haven't. And listen, I'm not trying to be a cynic here or a pessimist. I love the Eagles as much as anybody. You know that, Eytan. I mean, I love this team, right? Got the Dawkins jersey right behind me, but. I think Devontae Smith is going to be very good, but we still haven't seen, what a 5'10", 165-pound guy is going to do at this level of competition when he gets off the line of scrimmage. There are still, for me, a lot of question marks, and I think it could go really well. I also think it could go really poorly. I don't know if there's much gray area here.
But just because you have questions or a question or two doesn't mean you're negative. You know what I mean? Like, sure. I have a saying that I've always said for years, everybody's open in college.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Seriously. We've seen a lot of great receivers, catching all these balls, making all these big plays on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night that come to the next level and struggle. So,
yeah. I mean, look, he's one of only 3 wide receivers to ever win the Heisman, and he was playing in a ridiculously tough conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there are a lot of check boxes in the right column for Devontae Smith, right?
Yeah.
And that's why he went 10th overall.
Right.
And you know what? I bet you guys would agree with me on this. I wouldn't trade it. Jalen Waddle's, I assume he's going to be a very good player in Miami. But for us to get a first-round pick out of that and still get Devontae Smith, to me, that feels like a win every day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I absolutely. I mean, that's where the whole level of excitement comes back here, and you could anchor it. Now, I don't know what that transfers into, right? Because this team is so wild with the ifs. So many ifs could take place. Now, I mean, this is like building a 6 or 7 leg parlay, right? Where you need all of these things to happen in order for it to come back. But, the biggest thing is the line. Everybody's pushing the line. You give Hurts time, and this team can win 7, 8, 9 games. And I think there is so much emphasis put on if the line stays healthy, therefore everything else falls in place, when that really doesn't do much to address how new everything is, like the defense and like the connections we see from the quarterback to Smith and others. I don't know what the hell Zach Ertz is outside of that he changed his hair color, right? There's so many questions here that could go either way, but I feel like so many people want to anchor it to, look, if the line's healthy, I'm good. right?
Mhm.
I'm good. That's and yes, I'd much rather that line be healthy than not, which is a reach in its own right, but that doesn't change anything for the other issues or concerns I have.
I think the way to word it is if the line is healthy, it doesn't guarantee success. But if they're not healthy and, there's a turnstile of guards and tackles going through the season, they're guaranteed to fail.
Exactly. I mean, I think when you look at the line last year, and there are still there's question marks everywhere on this team, which I think is why it's so fun to talk about.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But Andre Dillard didn't play a single snap. Brandon Brooks was out with another injury for the entirety of the season. Jason Peters had both feet in the grave. Like they had to exhume him from the dirt to stick him onto the football field each week.
I would have rather had the Undertaker out there at left tackle at some points.
Yeah. There were
As great as Jason Peters is, and he's going to the Hall of Fame, he was done, beyond done. Yeah.
Listen, Jason Peters' service to the city of Philadelphia should never go overlooked.
No.
Don't get me wrong, right? Like Jason Peters was a staple of this team for a very long time. From what was he, an undrafted
tight end, I think, at Arkansas.
Buffalo?
Yeah, but he was at Arkansas as a tight end and got drafted and got undrafted and becomes one of the best left tackles in the game.
Right. I mean, surefire Hall of Famer, retire the jersey number. But last year, we can't beat around the bush. He was awful. And Lane Johnson was hurt most of the season if he wasn't out, playing on a broken ankle or whatever it was. The whole offensive line. And we had some guys come in and that were pretty serviceable, and I think you're going to see them get some opportunities this year. But if that line is healthy, Eytan, I don't know. I think you're right in that, yeah, of course, it's not just the line. But if that line is healthy, when we've had a good line in the past, we've been able to do some great things.
All right, so let's look at this real quick, because on the surface, there really isn't much value when it comes to this division. But I wonder how much that one, and look, this is what I think you bet the Eagles to win the NFC East on. This is what it's predicated on, is that point that Lofty just made, which is, and to Harry's point earlier as well, kind of combining them, where you need the line to be healthy first and foremost just to be in this conversation. And then when it is healthy, we've seen in the past this team be able to achieve or even overachieve. So I get that. And let's predicate that the line is healthy. Let's just say, for the purposes of this conversation here, we're going into this wager like the line is going to be healthy for 14 of 17 games this year. And that's probably a big ask. 12 of 17 games, you're going to get all 5 game 1 starters throughout the season. And maybe even more than that, but minimum 12. They're still at 500 to win this thing. And think about what still needs to go right for the Eagles outside of the line, inside. And then, to be honest, you do need Dallas to continue to blunder even with a healthy Prescott. And you need Washington, which doesn't look like they are in any means, taking a significant step back, like all of a sudden imploding. I don't care about the Giants, but I don't know. Based on even their own optimism, it just doesn't seem like there's a lot here to stake that on. I'd rather it be like 800.
I don't see any team in this division, running away and hiding with, 11, 12 wins. But I think you're going to have to win 10 games. The division winner will win 10 games.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you. In a 17-game season.
Yeah. 10-7, I can see as an NFC East champ.
Yeah, for sure. And the problem I have too is people go, man, the Eagles have the easiest strength of schedule this year based on last year's collective records. Yeah, well, they face a Dallas team that had no offensive line either. No Dak Prescott after midway through week 5.
Right.
You face a 49ers team that was awful last year, and the entire team was hurt. You can't look at that. If we really want to break down the matchups, they've got some tough matchups this season. I don't think the schedule is nearly as easy, but I will say this much, totally anecdotal. Every single season, the Eagles are supposed to be good. It feels like they're bad. And every year they're hyped up in the media. This is it. They were number 1 in the power rankings coming off of that Super Bowl year. You remember what happened?
Yeah.
Right? And then 2 years ago, the Eagles are going to be solid. Every single year it happens. So I go in, and last year, the expectations for the Birds were high once again. This year, 0 expectations. Let our boys, Kelsey and Peters, come in and get these guys hyped up. Again, totally anecdotal, completely narrative-based.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do have that. There is that part of me. This is the fan coming out, right? And I don't
Oh, I
like
love
that. But this is the fan coming out of me where it's like they're projected to suck. And every year that happens, the Eagles are impressive. So there's a glimmer of hope. Go back for the past however many years. It happens every single time.
Somebody cue the music. Boom, 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 boom.
I love it, man.
Playing underneath Lofty
Hey.
right now.
You got
I have to.
Barrett's not here. Somebody needs to provide optimism. It's not going to be Harry Mays.
It's got to be done. Yeah, we need that fight song right now.
Seriously, man. I don't know. YouTube might kick us off.
Oh, they
We
would.
don't have the rights for it. I don't know how that
no
works.
No doubt about it. No doubt about
Man.
it.
It is wild just to see this team. And here's something that I think is interesting to look at on that point about it just being wide open, and there's a glimmer of hope that you can kind of build off of. We kind of made fun of Nick Sirianni when he first came in and said there's open competition everywhere, right? Because we're
Right.
like, oh man, Jalen Hurts ain't competing with Joe
That's
Flacco.
coach speak. Yeah.
But maybe he was telling the truth. He just wasn't saying it how we interpreted it, or maybe we just were giving him the wrong benefit here. Maybe this whole year is about competition, right? Like, why would the team be locked into Jalen Hurts if they go 7-10? Why would the team be locked into Andre Dillard if the guy's on his back for the first 3 weeks of the season? If he could even beat Mailata out of there. Brandon Graham, right? Talk about contract. Fletcher Cox, Jimmy Kempski put it out earlier. And this is not just some random ESP try to get click stuff. This was like legit tangible stuff that could happen with the team moving on from Cox because of money. Nobody has been safe, at least from speculation to actual competition, since Sirianni arrived. So, yeah, it's goofy to think that Joe Flacco is out there competing for a job now, but everybody, it feels like, is competing for their job moving forward for this year. And there's kind of a cool sense to that, fellas, that I don't remember in 42 years on this planet ever having so many things this wide open to where it's kind of like I hate to use this phrase, a house money year. Where I don't need to get invested in anything.
I actually agree with you. I think the outcome needs to be binary here. We're either awful or we're really good.
You don't want to be in the middle.
You don't want to be in the middle.
No,
You're in the middle right now.
Yeah, great show name though. Because if we're good, we're good, and we get to enjoy the season. Maybe we make the playoffs, maybe we make a little run, whatever. If we're not good, we already have 2 first-round picks. Then we're going to be loading up, right? We have 2 firsts, we have 2 seconds. One of those seconds could become a first if Wentz plays 75% or more snaps, or 70%, and they make the
playoffs. Yeah,
right. Very possible that happens. So if we're bad and we end up having a top 10 pick, and then say with the Dolphins, maybe a middle to late middle round pick, I think they'll be okay. I don't know if they'll be great with Tua down. And then with the Colts, you get a late first round pick. We're set up for the future if we can not make stupid mistakes like we've done in the past. So I think it could be a good season no matter what.
Or you take them all and throw it to Houston for Deshaun Watson, who reports to camp. I will not let that go away. I will not allow it to disappear.
Would you want Watson?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a top 5 quarterback.
I don't know right now. I don't know if I want Watson if there's a threat that he's not playing. I don't know. I don't know if I can assume that taking 8 to 16, technically 17, right, games off is going to be worth giving up a lot. And
That's
here's
1 year though. That after those 8 games, it's over. If it is 8 games, yeah.
Yes, it could be 8, it could be 4, it could be 6, all 17.
Right, but I'm thinking about the next 4 or 5 years, with a top 5 quarterback.
Look, I don't know what you can do with that. He's been a top 5 quarterback, and this team has neglected a certain position that Deshaun Watson needs. So here's my point, is that Harry, and I kid here, but there's some seriousness to it with other people. It's like, all right, man, you bring me Deshaun Watson, that's the best Band-Aid I could ever have for all my problems. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, well, the person applying the Band-Aid has had a history of missing the wound. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
You're not wrong. But the funny thing is, like, how much right now could Houston use those draft picks? They traded everything away for Laramie Tunsil at one point. I mean, they did everything they could to not set themselves up for the future, and they missed that small window they had by not even winning a playoff game. So I think Harry might be onto something, and I've talked about this too in other videos I've done over at Awesemo. They need it, and I think if there was a team that was set up best to grab Watson, because I know Denver and Miami are both interested. I guess they're willing at some extent to just do away with the Tua experiment already. The Eagles are set up best to make it happen, but there is a piece of me that says, let's see what Hurts can do. And if he can't do anything, next year we'll just trade up for the top quarterback option because we're going to have a boatload of picks anyway.
Right. Sam Howell, you know, somebody like that. Yeah.
Look, all right, we'll take a quick one here. Not to be overlooked is the rest of this team and really what's happening in division around the NFL. Sam Amick has the latest on Ben Simmons. He has narrowed it down to 3 teams. We got a lot here. We got a lot cooking. Lofty's at the house. Barrett, we don't know where Barrett's telling a story right now to Jimmy Kempski. Kempski's just
he's eating a White Castle burger.
Exactly. With a stack of White Castles. All right, we're back.
I love a White Castle burger right now.
It's the middle.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
As long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you. Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3. Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
This is The Middle on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
Zach Ertz is trending, folks.
It's all it takes, man. Just dye your hair, and you will trend.
Dude, look, I'm not talking about hair in general. I'm talking about this guy's hair. All right. I understand. Like, I'm not going to be able to get away with talking about people's looks, talking about people's weight, talking about people's hair, because all three of them, I'm in the bottom tier when it comes to them. So I'm willing to admit that. But if you look at I got to pull a picture up on this, right? I mean, this is ridiculous. He looks like, all right, easiest one would be The Office. Now, Lofty, you're an Office guy, right?
Oh, of course. Did you see Aaron Rodgers was wearing an Office shirt walking into the training facility yesterday?
It was Kevin, right? He was wearing on his shirt.
Yeah, Kevin. Yep, exactly.
All right. So there's a famous scene in one of the early Offices. I think it's actually season 1. The Alliance
Ryan has the hair.
Where no, it's not Ryan. It's initially Dwight, who is tricked into dyeing his hair, right? As a result of it. So Ertz, like, this is just ridiculous, man. Ertz right now looks like Dwight. He looks like somebody who has dyed his hair to change his identity. That's what he looks like. He looks like
going to witness protection or something, right?
Maybe if they don't know who I am, they'll trade me.
Right.
You think so?
Maybe.
Like, man, don't anybody talk to me.
Yeah.
What's the easiest way to do that? Just be a different guy. I mean, it honestly, it looks like one of these shots of somebody who's wanted on the news, and they put up like the most recent pic. And then when you see him in cuffs, right, getting led into,
you look nothing like it.
Yeah, this big bleach blonde, hair, as opposed to like this shortcut brown hair that they had on the picture. Come on, this is not why he's trending. Apparently, he's helping people out there. So he's helping Devontae Smith line up.
Being a leader.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Sort of like Lane Johnson was this summer at the Bro Barn. Did you read that piece by Tim McManus?
No.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty detailed. It was good stuff.
Wait, the Bro Barn?
The Bro Barn. I know Lofty will get pumped up and fired up when he hears about this. Just the headline alone will get you fired up. Lane Johnson's Bro Barn has it all. Profanity, puking, lifting, laughter, and quarterback Jalen Hurts. That gets you pumped up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would like to be there.
Yes.
You know what else got me pumped up, though? When Carson Wentz invited everybody out to train with him in North Dakota, and we all know how that ended.
That's right.
I temper my expectations these days.
Has anybody been shot at the Bro Barn yet?
No.
Hunting shotgun. No, well, that's good. That's good, at least. There's no William Tell there as far as with a scatter gun, right? So now what happened? Did anything come from that Bro Barn, or was that just...
Well, I was just, getting some guys together, to lift and, bond. There were a bunch of the reserve offensive linemen were hanging out in there working hard. And Jalen Hurts is in there at 5 a.m, wants to show up. Lane Johnson's like, I'm still in bed, man. But that's just, he says, that's just the way he's wired. Like, he's one of those kind of guys, which is a good thing.
This is all I want to know.
Yeah.
Was Andre Dillard at the Bro Barn? Because if he wasn't, then he shouldn't be out there starting.
Nate Herbig was, Isaac Seumalo, a couple of players from other teams that live in the area were there. I'm just looking through some of the names here. I don't see Dillard's name.
Oh, man. Now, to be fair, Mailata wasn't there, looks like, either, but who the hell knows, right?
Well, they might have been there at other days. They're just not the day when McManus was observing things.
Okay. Okay.
Where was this?
It's where he lives. He lives in Morristown, New Jersey.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he's got a barn out in the back of his house. And he converted it into a pool gym. Yeah.
Okay, man. I thought this was somewhere in the middle of Montana.
No, it's in South Jersey, man.
Okay.
By the way, Jalen Hurts may not be a lineman, but that dude can lift. I mean,
yeah.
He is ungodly strong.
620 pounds deadlift.
Well, that's what Dom Lewis on the stream put up there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
No, look, there's a lot of upside, I think, going on here. Here's an honest question, and it's not going to be answered honestly by all means, because I think that we're all biased, all three of us. But who do you have more confidence in winning more games this year, the Giants or the Eagles? Because you say the Eagles, right?
I think it's about even.
Here's why I would say the Giants, and I'd make an argument for the Giants, is because they really only need one thing to work out. Now, it happens to be the biggest thing, right?
The quarterback.
Yes. But if Daniel Jones works out, then that team could win 8 games. That team could win. Now, I don't know what Saquon Barkley, I wouldn't trust him at all as far as the injury. It's a ACL plus, right? So there's more stuff going on there. I see you wiggling, Wolfie. I'll let you go. I'm sorry.
No. You're good. You're good. I wasn't. Don't worry.
No. That's all I'm pointing out. They just had the one thing that needs to work. Harry has a tell as well. It's his finger going up. Oh.
The Giants have maybe the worst offensive line in the league. And if you can't protect Daniel Jones, who already hasn't been good when protected.
Yep, that's a good point.
I just don't know if it's going to work. Defensively, sure. They showed improvement last season. Saquon Barkley, we heard Joe Judge say he's not even going to rush him back potentially even for week 1 of the preseason. I don't know what his status looks like. Maybe he's fine. I don't know. It's possible. Could they be good? Yeah, Kenny Galladay's a great receiver. I'm a big Kenny Galladay fan. But I don't necessarily know if all of the pieces can be put together. Evan Ingram's been a disappointment. Sterling Shepard. Darius Slayton's fine. But all of these weapons need everything to work. And Daniel Jones to work needs a good offensive line. So what I will say is you could definitely be right here. The Eagles have a 6.5 win total this season. I think it's juiced to the over a bunch. But still, It's still 6.5 games.
Right.
And the Giants are at – what are the Giants at?
They can't be much higher because the futures spread are split by 50 points.
Okay, they're at 7. So it's and their overs juice minus 130. So they're pretty much equal here. Vegas agrees with you with a slight lean towards you, Eytan, but I don't know. I think a lot of that is the uncertainty around Jalen Hurts and the Eagles' offensive weapons and stuff too.
Real quick, we're going to break on the network. Still live on the JAKIB Media YouTube page. Lofty's in the house. Make sure you're following him at Lofty_D if not already. The two of us, Harry and myself. Barrett might pop in. We're back in 3. All right, now live, of course, still on the JAKIB Media YouTube page. So as you see people popping in, like Mama Brooks, good morning.
Mama Brooks.
Showing up even when her son's not here. That's dedication to the program, by all means. First one in, last one out is Mama Brooks down there in St. Louis. So we appreciate everybody popping in. Just leave us a like. That's all we ask. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel. All right, we have to get back to something here. Now, at the start of the show, you mentioned, Dave, that your wife is a dental hygienist and she cleans your teeth, right?
Yeah.
She's the one who cleans your teeth, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm just transposing my current and prior relationships with people and thinking I would really have to schedule my cleaning around whether or not we're fighting, right? Like,
you're putting sharp instrumentation into your mouth.
And look, we could be all, and I think we all are, right, married to saints when it comes to putting up with our individual respective bullshit. I get it. Any woman who has to deal with all of us, I get it. So
it ain't easy.
It's not like it's there. It's not like it's on the surface, but everybody's human. All right. And sometimes it might just be subconscious.
Oh, I'm not easy to live with. I can assure you of that. I'm cognizant enough to know that I'm not an easy person to live with. And there have been plenty of times where I open up those doors and I'm like, fuck, I should have just said I was sick. You know, there are times where we go in there and you could tell she's not happy with me for something that happened the night before, the morning of. And, you know, I try and crack some jokes, but she's behind the mask, so I can't tell if she's laughing or wants to stab me. But like Harry said, I think there have been a couple times where I go in there and I'm like, this hurts more than usual.
Yes. Yeah, and you have to go back and think like, was that remark last night really worth it?
No, there's a lot of plaque. You had a lot of plaque on your one molar, man. I had to really work to get it off.
Man, I'm telling you, what happened to the good old days when you get the laughing gas and that just knocked you out, right?
Oh,
I never got that.
Oh my God, Harry, I tell you, there's nothing better than just getting that thing on your nose and breathing deep at the cherry flavored
fantastic
laughing gas, and then waking up halfway through just laughing your ass off at the dentist who's mauling your teeth.
Oh yeah, wall. I had 2 wisdom teeth that had already grown in, and they pulled them out and kept me awake for it. But they did it for that. It's the only time it's ever been done for me. And I was like, maybe I should get these bottom wisdom teeth pulled.
Oh man, there's a quote now from Roseman.
HotelRace.com.
Here we go. We're back. No, those are legalized.
And don't forget the Sam Amick stuff too.
Oh yeah, that's right. We'll get to that before we get out of here. For Dave gets out of here.
Oh yeah. Toronto.
This is The Middle on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry.
All right, I'm going to combine all of our worlds here, and I'm also going to mine Lofty here for some information since I am, and this is basically what I do on this program, Dave, is anybody who comes on, I will try and mine information for myself selfishly. It may be for bets. It may be for DFS. It may be because I'm doing a show with our mutual friend and coworker, Ben Rasa, on the Awesemo Fantasy Football channel coming up this afternoon. So anything that's going on in my life that I have people in front of me that I can pull stuff from, I do. And I feel like, more people should take advantage of who's around them, right?
True professional you are.
Exactly. So before we get into that specific, here's the thing. Howie Roseman has come out, and Jeff Kerr, who did a fantastic job, the Sam, on Birds 365, put out the lengthier of the quotes that you'll see from Roseman attributed to Ertz. Quote, "We have a tremendous opinion on Zach Ertz as a player in person. Last year was embarrassing for him as a player and for this team. He expects Ertz to be here week 1. So I feel like Zach Ertz, and Barrett, I'll give him credit because he's been banging this drum all offseason. But Zach Ertz is like one of the most obvious guys that's fallen off the face of the earth. And you can look at this from a betting standpoint, from a DFS standpoint, best ball standpoint, or just from a fan standpoint. But Zach Ertz is one of these guys who I think has fallen off the face of the earth from last year. People have forgotten about him, to written him off. And he's going to come back and could be like, would you be shocked if Zach Ertz really had a Pro Bowl year this year?
Yes, I would be.
I would.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I think there's middle ground, by the way, between what we saw last year and the Pro Bowl. I was just trying to set the ceiling there. If you both are shocked, I'll reel it back for both of you. But granted, they have Dallas Goedert out there, who is definitely going to be the future at the position.
Mhm.
But Zach Ertz didn't forget to play how to play football last year.
No. But I still don't think he's on the team start of the season.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, then I buried the lead. I apologize.
No, that's just my opinion. I just think that there's going to be some movement. There's going to be an injury. There's going to be some way that Howie can either ship him off for a 7th round pick because some team, had their 2nd or 3rd string guy go down, whatever the case may be. I think he's wearing another jersey. That's all.
It feels like he's showing up to training camp to show I'm a team player.
Yep.
I'm still
Veteran
in good
leader.
shape.
Yep.
I'm healthy. I got bleached blonde hair, but I can still play football. And hopefully they'll help get me out of Philadelphia sooner than later. That's the way I felt too. And it's crazy because he's coming off a season where he had once. By the way, Travis Kelce's 31 years old.
Yeah.
Ertz is 30. Granted, Travis Kelce's just an absolute freak at the position. But so I don't want to draw one-to-one comparison there. But Ertz went from breaking the all-time reception record for tight ends in 2018 with 1,163 yards and 8 scores. Never been a huge touchdown guy. Then he goes 88 with 916 yards and 6 scores, 2019, and then completely falls off.
Yep.
So the question would be, how much of that has to do with Ertz age erosion? And I'd say probably some of it. But how much of that had to do with the fact that nobody was good as a pass catcher last year because Carson Wentz was so atrocious. And Jalen Hurts still completed 51.9% of his passes. I'd say Eytan, that's why I agree with you. I think there's a middle ground there.
Yeah.
But Goddard is also a 2nd round pick. They're only going to continue to develop him more. They just brought on a 1st round receiver in back-to-back years. So what is Ertz's role if he stays on this team?
That's going to be where I think there's an avenue for surprise, right? Like there's an avenue for, and again, this is a luxury that good teams don't have, but worse off teams do. which is you've got, and I'm just going to repeat what you said. You've got Devontae Smith. You've got Jalen Reagor, who's hurt, but still. You've got Dallas Goedert. You've got Miles Sanders. You've got Gainwell, who could be involved as well heavily in this game plan. So there are people in front of him. But again, you're not going to find this on Kansas City. You're not going to find this on to where your backup or fifth option happens. This is like an NBA thing, right? This is like a guy who takes a pay cut to go play with LeBron, but you're really talking about an eighth guy off the bench who's a Hall of Famer. And that's what I'm saying is that there's probably going to be a lot of in-game opportunity for Zach Ertz that isn't necessarily game planned because teams will focus on 2 to 3 people in front of him.
So what would you set his yardage prop at? And Chris mentioned that he missed 5 games last year, right? But he's still, if you prorated that to 16 games,
it wasn't good.
It still would have been 487 yards and like
atrocious.
1.5 touchdowns or something. It wouldn't have been great. What would you guys put his yardage prop at? If you were setting a line on Ertz receptions or yards for this year, where would you put it? Harry would put it at 0, right? Because you don't think he's going to play.
Well, I think it'll be on another team. Yeah.
Okay.
If he's here, I'd put it at 550.
Okay. 5
yards.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, this is a dude, and we'll talk, I've tried to get these guys in on it. I've tried to get them into the best ball mentality because you could just sit there and draft for days and kill time as opposed to being on Twitter and bitching about stuff to strangers that will never be solved. But like Zach Ertz is a best ball tight end for me. Like Zach Ertz is a guy that I can get deeper in rounds where 4 to 5 games, he's going to have the opportunity to be the best scorer on his team. And again, I can't tell you if that comes in bunches, if that comes sporadic throughout. He's not a guy that I'm banking on to be the vehicle of success for the Eagles, fellas. I'm just saying, if you want to look at a long shot, if you want to look at somebody who could come in here and if he's on the team, to Harry's point, and just help, it's all circumstantial. Everything about Zach Ertz's productivity for me this year is circumstantial, but I feel like he's like other guys who are all based on circumstantial guys. I think like he's at least got a track record you can show up until last year.
Yeah.
Hey man, you don't have to agree with Zach Ertz before you get out of here. All right. Don't.
No. Listen. I'm not an agreeable person to begin with, but here's the problem. How do you run 12 personnel when Zach Ertz can't block worth a damn?
You can't.
And then you've got Goddard out there too. If Zach Ertz could block, I think we'd be looking at an entirely different situation, but I just don't know if that works like ever.
No, you're right. You're giving up a lot. That line better be healthy.
Right. Exactly.
That's all. That line better be healthy, and you better have some quick release hot routes ready to go for Ertz because you know that there's probably going to be 1, if not 2 guys on top of him trying to take advantage of that. Now look, this goes back to the whole bigger picture of it where think about this. What other team outside of us is going through something like this where this is as wide open, new coach, new coordinators, new special teams coach, new quarterback, because I'm not going to, what I saw last year from Jalen Hurts was better than Carson Wentz, but it wasn't great.
No.
So
a small sample too.
Exactly. It was a disaster for everybody last year. I don't know what Jalen Hurts is, good or bad. I don't know what Devontae Smith is. I don't know what Jalen Reagor is. I don't know what anybody is. Alex Singleton had himself a season last year.
Right.
Will he do that again this year? I don't know. Like, how many teams do you think are coming into this year, or really any year, where there is every single thing is what's the known? Because if you tell me that Lane Johnson is the known, I'll tell you his health is the uncertainty. And if you tell me that Jordan Mailata is the known, I'll tell you he may not even start because of Andre Dillard and all this other crap. So I don't know, is there one known about this football team?
No, I think the Jets are the same way, though.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would agree with
that. New coach, new quarterback.
Yep. Robert Salah, Mike LaFleur, new offensive coordinator, Zach Wilson, huge Corey Davis contract after his best year. Denzel Mims was a second-round pick last year, but then you bring in Elijah Moore. Jamison Crowder might not be on the team. Michael Carter in the backfield, bringing Tevin Coleman over from the 49ers. Like that team, I have no idea what to do with that.
I agree, man. And look, that quarterback, Barrett hates him, but
Barrett doesn't like him at all.
He looks like he's 12 too.
I know he does.
I think that's why. I think Barrett
So
looked
did
at him.
Herbert though.
Yeah.
Well, Herbert, I mean, this kid he's going to have himself a year.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see, and especially when you look at around him, right? You've got, I think the ability, if that defense is healthy, they're going to compete.
Yeah. I hope they're on TV a bunch of times in the late afternoon windows.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, right? If you look at, well, I don't know. I mean, if I just look at the Chargers alone with Herbert, to your point, right? Like, who's come in and put on a really good performance in the ability that he can throw the football. And that's really what you want to see. Like, we don't know Trevor Lawrence. We anticipate he can move as well. Some guys come in with just that expectation. They live up to it fast. This squad here could be pretty good. And I don't know what your ceiling is for the Chargers. If you wanted to look at the books and, as far as base it off win totals, that's fine.
You bet him to win the Super Bowl.
It's not a bet. Like, it's not a bad value bet. Now it's probably dropped a little bit, right? I see it at 3,300.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I got it at 35. Granted,
Okay.
I don't think they're going to. I just think those odds are good.
I think they can make the playoffs as a wild card, though.
Yeah, they're minus 130 to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Look, here's what I would do, right? If you wanted to take a risk on something, I think what's attainable, and it's based on something outside of the Chargers happening. That's why you see them at plus 550 and the Chiefs at minus 300. But what happens if the Chiefs do take just a step back? And a step back for them isn't winning 7 games.
Yeah.
A step back for them could just not be winning this division. Could just simply winning double-digit games and allowing it ain't going to be Denver, and you know damn well it's not going to be the Raiders.
No.
You look like a genius if you took the Chargers at plus 550 now.
They're good. They always disappoint, right?
Yes.
They always disappoint. But
Well, that coaching staff that they just got rid of, I mean, they frittered away how many football games in the final minutes? I mean, both with Rivers and then with Herbert last year.
Yes. Anthony Lynn, he seems like a very likable guy.
Yeah.
Just like an overall good human. But on the sidelines, there were so many really questionable decisions that made you pull your hair out. But they've got a good team. I mean, that offense could be absolutely that could be one of the most lethal offenses in the league. If Eckler's healthy and you have Herbert and Mike Williams and Keenan Allen and they brought Jared Cook, they could be good. They could be really good. And a good defense, healthy now too.
All right, we're going to take a quick one on the network. Still live here on the JAKIB Media YouTube page. We'll break across the board at the top of the hour as we'll maximize some time that we still have with Lofty. And coming up on the stream right now, as mentioned, Sam Amick has narrowed this stuff down to 3 targets that he has now handicapped for Ben Simmons. One of them makes no sense unless somebody's on the move, and that somebody I don't think is on the move. We'll talk about all that coming up right now on the stream, back in 3 on SportsMap Radio. So he says the Raptors, which we've already seen,
right?
And I don't think that conversation was dead. I think the initial ask was dead. I think Morey came out and was like, all right, man, we want everybody. And they were like, whoa. We can't give up everybody.
Do you believe do you guys believe that was actually a real offer? There is no way that offer was that was real.
I believe that the Sixers wanted that.
What did they want?
Go ahead, Tyler.
What did they want? Like what offer are you talking
Lowry.
about? Okay.
They wanted Lowry, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, and the number 4 overall.
Oh my God!
There's
no way.
No way.
I mean, that's like asking. You might as well ask for the farm, I guess.
Right. Hand over the keys to the organization.
That GM's a sharp GM up there. There's no way he was going to fall for that.
No, and that's where I think he just comes out and he says,
that's insulting, Eytan.
Yeah, it is.
Well, maybe this is just about. You don't like that deal? Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want.
Right.
You know?
Like when someone offers you a RB5 for your first round draft pick in fantasy and you offer your kicker back for their first rounder. I get it.
Right.
I do it.
I'm just opening up a negotiation.
Right.
All.
But that's a non-starter, right? They're like, let me have your whole starting lineup and your number one pick, please.
Yeah.
You can have the guy who fell apart in the playoffs.
I will give you that. Unfortunately,
the Heat doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, that's the thing is like, why would Jimmy Butler,
right?
And anybody who saw that team play here in Philadelphia saw that Jimmy just had to take over at the expense of Ben Simmons.
Unless Butler comes back in return.
Well, now you're onto something.
Right.
If that's the case, well, he may want to if Ben Simmons and Brett Brown aren't here.
Right,
That's
right.
true.
Right.
That's true.
Boy, I tell you, man, sign
Boy, would I
the
love
hell
that.
up with Jimmy
I
Butler.
love that.
Redux.
I'm
right?
getting season tickets.
That would be amazing. And the
Yeah.
writing was on the wall last year. Miami's bubble finals appearance was a total fluke.
Yes, correct. And you saw like that whole run was a fluke, right? For both teams there. And now I think with Miami knowing that they probably like you're not going to keep both there. That's where I think. And look, if you dump Dragic, right, you're probably going to look to move on and open something up to make a play in free agency. I understand that. But if it's moving guys like Dragic and Butler and just looking at what you can do with a rock on defense and Simmons and kind of build around that offensively. I mean, look, you've got
and Adebayo on defense,
right? Like you're pretty damn good defensively under the rim and on the perimeter now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much.
That's a tough team to score against. Doesn't mean that they're going to score many points right now unless you believe in one of these kids coming off the bench currently, which I don't, but it's Jimmy Butler coming back here. I'm intrigued. I am definitely intrigued. Now the third team was Washington.
Yeah, the Wiz. That would be for Beal, right?
Absolutely. Has to be, right? Because
there's no other way, right?
No. Westbrook is a fun player to watch, but in terms of just overall, like what he adds to your team, I wouldn't want Westbrook. I wouldn't want Westbrook.
No.
He's just another guy that can't, shoot from the perimeter, can't shoot threes. Granted, Bradley Beal's not your best three-point shooter, but Bradley Beal is an assassin on offense. So yeah, Bradley Beal would be my preferred option.
Okay. I think of the three, I'm with you. Yes.
Yeah, definitely over Toronto. Jimmy Butler, though, would be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about it, he just makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Forget about how good he is.
I would love, but I like
Beal's
Fred
a stud.
Too.
Yeah. Van Fleet's a nice player.
Yeah.
But would you want Kyle Lowry at this point? If it's Lowry and Van Fleet.
You know what I like about Lowry is he's still a good defensive player. And I don't think we want to completely replace, Ben's defense for someone that can't play defense. I mean, Butler can play solid defense. Bradley Beal defensively is no stalwart. So I think somebody like Van Vliet but particularly Lowry would be great. But I don't want Lowry for just Simmons. I'm hoping we can get more than that.
Now, before you get out of here, brother, I just wanted to make sure you didn't miss this story here. It happened in Russia, but there was an armed robber.
I saw this.
Who was fought off with an 18-inch weapon.
Sex toy.
At a sex shop.
Yes. Now, I think this is fake news. I think
really?
I think this was staged.
You think so?
For the clicks. Yes, I do. Because
they did it for the TikTok, Harry?
Yes, I believe so. Because this guy gives up. He puts up no fight. And the woman is, running at the door with him, slapping him over the back of the head. And then he leaves and she doesn't lock the door again.
I
think it's all a stage.
Are we allowed to play the video?
Yes, but the problem is that there's an advertisement that's running in front of it, and it won't let me mute it. It's gone full Black Mirror, where you have to watch this thing unless otherwise it won't play.
And I love how they describe the toy in detail and explain what it is typically used for. That's really needed in the article.
Absolutely,
right?
Harry.
Yeah, okay.
They're appealing. The Daily Mail is appealing to its audience. Okay,
this is typically found and used for. I'm like,
I have it right here. The large sex toy is designed to be used by two women or by somebody that wants to use it solo.
Yes.
Okay. Which makes sense, isn't that? Any sex toy,
So yeah, but for solo use, you've got to be an ambitious woman.
Yeah.
If that's designed for two,
you need to prepare for
I'm
that.
gonna have to watch that.
That's preparation. All right, brother. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Hey, Team USA, let's go. We're winning. We're winning this gold.
Real quick. We forgot to bring this up. Lawfield, did you watch this thing last night, or did you just bet it and forget it?
I heavily bet it. Damian Lillard over 16.5. Team USA laying 12.5 in the first quarter. Look at them against Czech. They're only 6.5 point favorites in the first quarter. In the first quarter.
Oh, what's the total?
Yeah, 21.5. They're laying. Okay. But I think you can hit both of them. I think they come out. They finally played team basketball last game outside of just ISOing up every single time, every single possession. I read an article. I don't think Greg Popovich is a very good Olympic coach, and there were some great stats, not my own thoughts, to back that up. I forget who it was, but you can find it. But I think once they start playing team basketball, this team's absolutely dominant. You got guys like Jason Tatum coming off the bench. Come on now.
Who was on that Iran team?
Nobody.
Nobody
you've heard of. Nobody I've heard of.
Like there wasn't even a Luis Scola. I was doing this last night on the iHeart show. We went through the roster. There isn't even a guy that you can see and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember him."
Yeah,
he played in the league 10 years ago.
And the only
one Walker's from Iran. Like what?
Yeah, the only one you'll recognize from the Czech roster is Tomas Satoransky. That's it. So
wow. Wait, now when is this game? Because it's not tonight. Saturday? I gotta wait until Saturday to bet this damn thing.
Yes.
It's tough life out here, man. But you got to find some basketball to bet on. I was loving NBA before the season came.
I know, me too.
What are we going to do now? So yeah, Olympic men's basketball, USA and the Czech is Saturday, but it's 8 a.m. so we can actually watch this one.
And you got the Olympic golf starting today. 6:30 tonight on television.
All right. Well, now we need a sharp play. Either one of you guys have anything sharp here on this Olympic? Because I don't bet Olympics. I'm anti-Olympics, but I'm interested in.
You're
golf.
Anti-American.
I am. But look,
I got the flag right back here. Nice little wood flag. Harry's got the hat on.
I got the hat on.
I mean, how the hell can you even handicap something like this? Olympic golf?
Yeah.
Well, aren't most of them international players that play in a lot of the big tournaments anyway?
Yeah, but there's only 3 of the official World Golf Rankings top 10 guys in this event now, since DeChambeau can't play and Rahm can't play, and the top 2 guys are Americans.
So who do you have winning this, Harry? If you had to handicap it,
I would probably say I keep riding with Justin Thomas for some stupid reason. I don't know.
Bring him up.
I know. I know, but I'm going to go with Schauffele. Actually,
he's plus.
Xander.
Yeah.
Has he ever? Isn't he always close? But never.
He's got a couple wins, just not in majors.
Big.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Majors.
Okay. He's the PGA majors bridesmaid, right?
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Louis, except Louis does have one 12, 11 years ago.
Now, I mean, come on. Let me see here some plus odds on a top 20. That's what I need.
There's no top 20s because there's only 60 players. Top 10 is all you're going to get.
Oh, wow.
I took Christian Bezaden.
Oh, I have 20 right here, Harry.
You do?
On Fox.
DraftKings didn't have it.
FoxBet has top 20s. Who do you have? Bezaden Hoot?
I have Bezaden Hoot at plus, what is it? For a top 10. Yeah, something around there.
I have minus 120 for top 20. All right, I'm in there.
Okay.
Higo's even money. So
Connors. What about Hovland at a top 5 at plus 210?
Wait a second. Hold on a second. Victor's minus 333 as a top 20 player.
Oh yeah, I mean,
no value on Hovland.
No.
What about Kim?
Siwoo?
Yeah.
Well, he's motivated along with Sung Jae because if they medal, they don't have to serve in the military.
Yes. Yep. You read my mind.
Incredible narrative to have.
Yeah, and like they value the medal at the Olympics more than they would do if they won the Masters.
I know, but it's so true. You
can't buy your way out of Olympic or a military service.
It's awesome. You should be able to. It should be a meritocracy, right? Like, I mean, well, first of all, you shouldn't be forced in the middle, if to win a golf tournament. But if you're really, really good at something, you have to assume that these countries look at it like, well, you're better off to us, making money and a name for yourself as a professional golfer.
Absolutely. No, you're right. I mean, look at what happened at the Masters, by all means. So last guy. I'm just looking at 2 more guys. Straka's plus 300. Norlander is plus 230. These are top 20s. Any interest?
Norlander, yeah, both of them actually.
Okay. Like playable interest or just, you brought him up?
No, playable.
Are you humoring me or you actually?
No, I'm not humoring you.
All right. Now, do you have
you?
Do you have any other play, Lofty, that you can give us besides waiting until Saturday?
The Czech and the USA ones are the two that I like. If you want, there's one other that I feel kind of good about. That is Friday. Listen, there aren't any games today. Okay, so there's no games today. Well, they already happened. The only other one is France and Iran. France is legit.
Only 24.5?
Yeah, France is a good team. The USA closed at 40.5 points. It opened at 38.5. They were laying 38.5. It moved to 42.5 and then 40. The first quarter line never moved, though, which is interesting because you would assume that they're just going to come out, blow them out of the water early on, but they smoked them every quarter. They averaged 30 points a quarter in a 40-minute game. Remember, these are 10-minute quarters, not 12.
Right.
A lot of different rules with those Euro rules, but I think France, who beat USA, and if we face them again, we're gonna dust them, lock that up. But I think in the event that France is only laying 24.5 against Iran, Iran's not good. You have Rudy Gobert defending the rim. There are some good players. Nando De Colo, Evan Fournier. They might not be great NBA players, but they're very good European players.
Fournier can score, man.
Give me France laying 25 or 24.5 against Iran.
Awesome, brother. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. Thanks, Lofty.
Thanks guys.
Lofty.
Appreciate it as always.
Best of luck.
Got it.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life. Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Hayes.
All right, second hour on the network, still live on the JAKIB Media YouTube page. So we invite you to pop in, watch the show, hit us up with a like. That's the thumbs up button, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Covered a lot with our Eagles and, branched out a little bit in division here in this first hour. Lofty's en route to working and parenting and doing more important stuff than hanging with us. We don't know when Barrett, we assume Barrett is going to let us know what happened in practice today, although we got a bunch of comments. I know you're always perusing through Twitter on these early days of camp.
Oh, yeah.
Looking for some quotes or some comments that we can build a show or segment off.
Well, this is kind of what is more annoying to you. The updates from the guys who cover the team, the guys and gals who cover the team, tweeting about what just happened. So-and-so just threw or caught a 35-yard pass from Hurts and, ran for a touchdown, whatever it is. Or the videos that were coming out every summer, every year about Ben Simmons in a gym shooting.
Well, do I have the benefit of hindsight?
Yes.
The benefit of hindsight for me is Ben Simmons because, my God, nothing ever came from it.
That's true.
Yeah. Like, think about it. If I see these reports come out and then Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith develop this great kinship and relationship this year, then at least I can go back and say, all right, Kempsky, Zangaro, BLG, McMullen, and others, you were doing your job, and it actually paid off that we got all these updates because we were able to see this thing. Like, if Ben Simmons actually turned into a free throw shooter or jump shot shooter, we could go back, and there would be tweets being like, remember this? We should have known back in the day. There's nothing to be excited about with that. And you know what? On top of that, Harry, just to end that point, that Ben Simmons stuff ruined the rest of it for me. I'm out on any single hype video ahead of time because Ben Simmons just ruined it for me.
Yeah,
and it wasn't even him. It was just the hype around him and these videos.
I'm with you. I totally agree. I'm not about the hype.
No, we're back in 3.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
In the Wildwoods, our free beaches are spacious and welcoming with plenty of room to spread out. Your seat will be waiting for you when you're ready to visit. The Wildwoods, creating cherished family memories for generations.
Attention women of South Jersey and the Delaware Valley. Sign up right now with Our Lady NRA instructor, Nayara Andrzak, who will teach you gun safety as part of this 3-hour safety class, which is being held at Delaware Valley Sports Center in Philadelphia. For information, drop an email to info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. That's info@DelawareValleySportsCenter.com. Learn the fundamentals at Delaware Valley Sports Center. You can't miss.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out Book It Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the Book It Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the Book It Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on Book It.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 to 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
This is it.
800-712-6.
Wow.
Now, I know Parles can't join us today because he's hosting on VSiN, but I did see in an email blast from them the other day that I think he took the under Eagles win total.
Really?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
This is The Middle on the Sports Radio Network.
By Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right.
Now, I once considered dyeing my hair, Eytan.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you ever have tips?
No, I never did tips.
No frost tips?
No, it would be a total, the 100% or nothing.
All right, well, how about this? Tell me the story, please, as I craft its.
Well, there's really no story. It was I was just considering because, it started turning a little bit gray here and there, and I just thought it looked like crap. So I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll just dye it blonde and see what it looks like. Maybe I can get the show trending for a day.
All right.
Think that would work?
I think you definitely, if you showed up think about this. If you showed up in blonde hair, dyed blonde, not a wig or anything like that.
No wigs.
Hair, and you just started we didn't even bring it up. We just started doing the show, right? That's what it would be. You'd come in, you'd have this dyed blonde hair, and nobody would even mention the hair. We'd just start doing it. And then we'd have a clip up about Harry Mays is out on, speculation on Jordan Mailata versus Andre Dillon, something specific, and people would just be responding to that nonstop.
Yeah.
What's going on with the hair? How come nobody said anything about the hair? It would take over.
You think so?
Yes. That's how human behavior is, where that's why you have fun with people without embarrassing them, the prank stuff, but you just do something ridiculous, but you don't bring attention to it. And the ridiculous element would be you coming in with blonde hair. Now, would that go over well in the household?
Probably not. Yeah, I don't see that working. then that would probably be short-lived. And then I'd probably have to shave it off, which also wouldn't go over well.
No.
No. Because I've thought of, I mean, I shaved my head back in 2007 when I was doing the night show with Robbie E. and Jamie Yannicone. I buzzed my head. I did it by myself, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I'd like to have that. Like, I kind of envy you with the baldness, because you don't have to mess with it. It's never, it never looks bad. It's just, it's your head.
Well, it looks bad if you let it grow in.
Well, this was tightly buzzed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Buzzed.
Like, you have to keep it. You have to keep it that way,
Yeah.
or it looks like a disaster. If this thing is like that's why whenever I'm around TV appearances.
Yeah, you're tightly
I don't have a hat on. Right.
Right.
My skull, like these things.
Right.
These things for sure.
But I would definitely keep after it. Keep it tight. But she doesn't want any part of that either.
No, I think that would be great, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
Now, who's the most famous fake blonde of all time? Who's atop your Mount Rushmore of fake blondes?
The litany of women.
Marilyn Monroe?
Are you reserving this to men?
Yep. No, not at all. Not at all.
No.
So I put the tweet out in honor of Zach Ertz, who is the most famous fake blonde of all time. I have two people. Okay, at some PNCLEHVUH. I apologize, brother John, whatever that spells.
That's the Twitter handle?
Yes. That Twitter handle responds with the same Twitter handle in Chris Talk Sports, who responded with the same name, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, that's a good
Dennis
one.
Rodman, a way more famous fake blonde than our own Zach Ertz.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I mean, he didn't just go blonde either. He had many different colors.
Remember, he had like the hairdo like the money ball in the 3-point contest. Red, white, and blue. Didn't he have that going for him?
I think he did. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, if with women, like, was Marilyn Monroe's was fake? She'd have to be a 1 seed.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Jane Mansfield.
Yeah, I mean, you're opening up a completely new conversation, right? With like a certain genre of acting, but yeah. Eminem, Vinny Tallarico, 90.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, it's definitely fake.
This is great. At Jim Will with a bunch of M's and L's, Jimmy Williamson puts a shot of Kyle Kuzma in the fake blonde.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. I don't think that didn't work for me.
What movie was Mark Madsen blonde in? I'm blanking. Do you remember?
No.
Our buddy John.
Mark Madsen. Isn't he the guy that kind of reminds you of Tom Sizemore?
Yes.
They're kind of similar, right?
Yep, exactly.
Play similar type roles.
Yeah. Now, what the hell? I mean, I know he was in Reservoir Dogs and others.
Mm-hmm.
But what the hell was the movie in which Madsen was blonde?
Don't know.
Scream knows already.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's one of them. That's definitely one of them. Now it's starting to roll in. Only answer is Cisco. Candy Rain _215. Come on, Harry. Where were you on Cisco?
Cisco. There was a girl in my high school that went by the name Cisco.
Was that on purpose or was that her born name?
No, that was on purpose.
Like a nickname.
Yes.
What was
she used to ride my bus. Or I rode her bus, whatever.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she made you call her Cisco in bed? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh.
No. That was just her name, Cisco. I didn't even know her real name.
You guys were having relations?
And I didn't have any relations with her.
You rode your bus
on the same bus to school.
Oh, I thought that was a euphemism.
No, it's a school bus. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Look, I thought you're talking about Cisco riding the bus. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I thought that was a euphemism.
No, not a euphemism. No.
Okay.
Jeez.
Now Kimmy Gibbler is being thrown out there.
That's from one of those television shows that I didn't watch.
No, I think that's Full House.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. Yeah.
A lot of love for Kuzma here.
Yeah. Now, did you see this? I want to see if this affects your mind on our wager, because I saw that Aaron Rodgers wants Randall Cobb back with the Packers, and the Packers are apparently trying to work out a deal with the Texans. You know, I don't know what he did down there last year, but does this give you reason to think that the Packers will be better? Because it doesn't move the needle at one iota for me.
No, it doesn't. So I think here's what it is. I think what you're seeing is a comfort zone, right? You're seeing Aaron Rodgers say, look, I'm going to make a run at this thing. I want guys that I trust. I want guys that I know I can throw the football to, and they'll be there. It doesn't mean that Randall Cobb's going to transfer over to anything, but it means I think this is more about appeasing Aaron Rodgers and making sure that stuff is set around him as best as it can. Now, that may be the difference between Randall Cobb getting a look in coverage versus whoever else was there in his place in coverage. So it's small, it's minuscule, but I think if anything, it doesn't take away from our bet. It just helps to a small extent reinforce.
It just appeases the QB and his comfort level.
That's it.
And he's the key to the whole thing anyway.
That's it.
So the better he feels about his situation, the better for us.
Correct.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you know, Randall Cobb had a couple of good years ago. I mean, he had like a 1,200-yard season once. I think he had close to another 1,000-yard season. I mean, he was pretty productive.
I agree.
Then he went to Dallas, I think, for a year, right?
Yep.
And then Houston.
Yeah, with quarterback play, he's productive. He can get down the field, and you can move him a little bit slot. I mean, he's a productive guy. But again, it's easy to disappear in Houston, and also you have to come in with the expectations that Randall Cobb isn't here to save the day.
No.
Right? Randall Cobb is here to be a third, maybe fourth option, depending on who's on the field.
Right. Now, not to be confused with Randall Tex Cobb.
No.
You know him?
Well, yeah. Wasn't he an old coach?
He was a boxer.
Oh,
and an actor.
Yeah, he was in, what was he in?
He was in The Golden Child.
He was
Uncommon Valor.
Wait a second. Okay, Golden Child, Uncommon Valor.
Raising Arizona.
Ace Ventura. That's what I know.
Yes, he was in Ace Ventura. And
he was amazing in Raising Arizona, by the way.
Yeah, Raising Arizona. He was Leonard Smalls was the character.
Like the main bad guy.
He was in...
or the biker. Wasn't he the biker in Raising Arizona?
Probably. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to give you the roles, a couple of the roles for him.
Ernest Goes to Jail.
He played the gruff man in Pet Detective, Ace Ventura Pet Detective. Gruff man.
Well,
then he was the big hairy con in The Naked Gun 33 and a Third, The Final Insult.
Yes.
Then he was Skull in Liar, Liar. I mean, listen to these character names for this guy. Talk about typecast.
Yeah, absolutely. He was a burglar on Married with Children on one episode.
I actually hung out with him at a tailgate party.
Did you really?
Yes, because he went to Temple University.
Is he from the area or just went to
I think he was from, was he from Texas originally? But he lived in Philly. In fact, he still might, because he went to Temple as an adult and got his degree.
Wow.
And he would go to the football games and hang out in the parking lots and tailgate. I mean, you should see this guy. This guy's fists literally look like cinder blocks.
Ridiculous. I'm looking at pictures. He's 6'3", 220.
Oh, he's a huge dude. Yeah.
Yeah, listed.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're right. You talk about a typecast. Now, did he fight and then turn to acting? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, he was a fighter and an actor at the same time.
Oh, at the same time.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, his first film was like back in the late 70s.
70s, yeah. It's called The Champ.
Correct.
Valors as Randall Cobb.
Right.
He was in Uncommon Valor.
And he was in Fletch Lives.
Yep.
As the character Ben Dover.
Of course.
I mean, who's going to forget that role?
No, it's legendary. I still can't believe you didn't bring up Ernest Goes to Jail. He was Lyle. And Ernest Goes to Jail. I feel like he's always eating something that smells, right? Like I could see him eating like a boiled egg, like a hard-boiled egg or something. No,
right.
He's in the first scene of Ace Ventura, where Ace needs to steal the dog back.
Yeah.
And okay, just making sure, man. Wow, what a shout right there. All right, we got to take a quick one here. I don't know, by the way, if Parles is in or out. He was done hosting at noon Eastern time.
Oh, is that right?
He just couldn't hang with us long term.
Okay.
So,
well, if we get him on, I got to ask him about the Eagles win total because I believe he's on the under, which was 6.5, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're going to win 7 games.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're back in 3. It's the middle on Sports Map Radio and the JAKIB Media YouTube page.
When it comes to sports,
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
I'm telling you, this Sackhurst is it's amazing. This is the content that I come for.
Hey, we're talking about him. Would we be talking about him at all if he didn't have blonde hair today?
Nope.
I mean, just the fact that, yeah, okay, he's there. He's in uniform. Fine. But that would be it.
That would absolutely be it. Other than that, it's just hilarious. Now, we've missed a lot of fake blondes, just so you know.
Well, I'm sure we have.
Tiger Woods, remember that moment where he was blonde?
Oh, trying to forget about that.
Well, hold on a second.
Oh. Do you have a picture to pop up on the screen?
I do. Wes Smith put this out here on Twitter. So I need to put it up. I just retweeted it too.
Oh, jeez. At Shander Show.
Yeah, but this is great. You know, just trying to find the actual like itself. But I mean, this He's not the most famous blonde, but he's a pretty famous fake blonde. Fake blonde, not blonde, right? We're calling him as that.
Yeah, fake blonde.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is. Okay, I see it. Yeah, that was this.
No, I'm going to pull it
Yeah,
up.
that's
Everybody
just
else.
not good.
Is
That's
this
not
the
good.
worst of the worst? Like the
pretty
one
bad.
guy who went blonde that should not have gone blonde.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Tiger Woods did not need to go blonde.
Yeah, why?
Yeah. I don't know.
What was going on? Was this surrounding the allegations and everything?
I have no idea. I forget what year this
Was
was.
this to get away from like a Denny's waitress? or
Yeah.
something? Hey, if I dye my hair blonde, she won't even know who I am.
Maybe it was something he had to do to work out with the Navy SEAls.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Is that it?
I don't know.
You have to get the buzz cut and dye. Usually it's just cut your hair off, man. That's
Yeah.
like unnecessary hazing.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods would then have to go blonde,
Yeah.
right?
Now, what about I see Adam at AA Hearn 23 with that chef, the dude Guy Fieri.
Yeah, I think
That's a
that
pretty
is-
famous blonde.
There were two really famous, underrated famous blondes. One of them was Guy Fieri, and yes, I mean he's Flavortown, he's Mr.
Yeah.
Flavortown, right? And
Right.
he took cooking, he took making, not celebritize. He didn't celebritize it; it was already done. But he turned this into like some alternative grunge, like. He's out there, man, right?
Well, yeah, he's got attitude. He brought like an attitude to it.
Yeah, but
know?
it's more than just the bam, like turn it up a notch, kick it up a notch, right?
Right.
What Emerald does, like this
Yeah.
is
Right, and it's more than just what's the guy on TV that yells at everybody on those Fox
Gordon
cooking
Ramsay.
shows? Gordon Ramsay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's a real blonde for
Yeah.
what it's worth.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the other one is Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man, right? Come on,
Well, then we got to go Grace Jones too. Remember her?
was she blonde? Oh yes,
Well, she-
yes.
yeah,
in,
absolutely.
Bond.
Yeah.
Wow, yes, I think Grace Jones in Bond might. Does she go? She's over Wesley Snipes? No, she wasn't. She wasn't full blonde in that though, right?
Well, she always had like her head shaved and like very cool looking haircuts.
Yeah, she had like blonde highlights or like blonde streak or stuff in there. So I don't know if she would technically make the cut.
What about Brigitte Nielsen?
Is she fake or real? Brigitte Nielsen, is she a fake or
I don't know. I
real
guess
blonde?
I always think everybody's a fake when it comes to hair and acting.
Well, that
I don't
could
know
be
why
the
that
truth.
is.
There may not be a natural blonde. It could all be fake. We don't know this,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
Just looking at it from the standpoint of how about Ric Flair? Last one to throw out.
Oh, that's it's
I mean,
tremendous.
come on.
Or Dusty Rhodes, if you're going to go wrestling too, old
Well,
school.
Is Rhodes have a shot at knocking off Flair?
No, he doesn't.
Now,
I think he might have
I
beaten
mean-
him once or twice, but he's nowhere near on the level of Ric Flair.
not that. Okay, so
Hulk
Flair,
Hogan too.
yeah. Well, again, though, was he fake?
Yes.
Everything about him was fake.
I don't even know if that was real hair hanging from the back of his skull.
Let me tell you something, brother. Hulkamania. I mean, I remember that. That was.
Oh yeah,
That was that must have damaged our minds.
that stuff didn't look real. That hair that he had.
Nothing about him looked except the steroids.
No.
Probably the only thing, right?
Yes.
Unbelievable. Now we got this quote here. Well, I thought there was more from Howie Roseman, but it's just more of the same.
What is he commenting on Ertz's
No,
situation?
That's what I was looking for. Did anybody even say something? Right? Did anybody say something at all about the hair? Did anybody ask anything about the hair? And I don't mean like as far as a joke, like, oh, you idiot.
I think Kempsky would.
Well, yeah, but don't you think there's something significant or symbolic at the very least behind this dyeing of the hair?
That would be a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I'm all fired up, man. I'm going to run Zach Ertz in some late best ball drafts now.
I'm going to text Barrett. and see. Maybe Barrett can ask him.
Think so?
Yeah.
I think those Q&As are done right now, don't you?
You think?
Yeah, I think we've kind of moved. I don't know. Are these guys still talking? What the hell could you possibly be talking about this long? Right?
Well, I mean, it's the first day that you've been able to talk to any of these guys, in quite a while.
Yeah, but aren't you also...
Probably run a bunch of guys out there. I'd like to know how many reporters, how many people are there covering it.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, anything, regardless of what we might think about the final record, anything with this much newness to it is interesting and kind of, it energizes you.
Right. And the Eagles have been the source of national attention in the past. Mike Vick, Chip Kelly.
Right.
Just T.O. It hasn't Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Oh, I know. In fact, prior to them winning the Super Bowl a few years ago, I was always referring to them as like the most compelling franchise in the NFL that never won anything. And I'm not going back to the football championships of years gone by. I'm just talking about in the Super Bowl era.
Yeah,
they were always compelling, and now they've won one, and they're still compelling.
And that's the thing; they're even more compelling now than they were in their year winning the Super Bowl. The year you're winning the Super Bowl, it only got compelling when Nick Foles stepped in.
Well, right after Carson got hurt,
right. Otherwise, it was just a really good year with a really good team.
Right.
It was great for us as fans of the team. I'm saying as far as like a national story, you're going to talk about any team en route to a 13-3 season, but it wasn't like all these crazy, wild things were happening. And then all of a sudden, Carson goes down, and then you had the definition of compelling.
And then you think about even in the game they did it in, they beat the team who they beat, okay? The coach who they beat, the way that they went about it with the Philly special, the crazy Ertz touchdown. I mean, there was just so many like intriguing and like wow type of moments in that game. The fact that they were able to achieve it with all those injuries leading into it with such key personnel. Forget about just the quarterback. I mean, we all know, the offensive line was in shambles.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot to overcome, that's for sure. All right, we're back in 3 on the network, still live here on the JAKIB Media YouTube page, trying to track Barrett down, all happening on the middle. Yeah?
He did not respond yet to the text.
No, he's out.
You think?
Yeah, I think he's out.
I'm going to be on Cilio's show today.
Really?
At 5:30, apparently. Yeah.
Now, what's that all about?
I don't know. He was trying to get me on the other day when I was up in Connecticut, and I couldn't do it.
Why, though? What are you going to bring to the day?
I don't know. I told him to call you. I gave him your I gave him your contact info. I said, get Eytan on there. I can't do it.
No, look, now I'll come on. I'll gladly jump on with Dan, but I'll have to remind him and preempt any question he has for you, which is, this is a football show. I don't know how many people said no in order for you to get to me on the list.
Right. Well, I know he's been on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel for a couple months now. Maybe he's exhausted his Rolodex, and he's now down to us.
Oh, man. Wow.
I mean, because he's had some big-time guests on that show.
Yep. You are right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's really slumming it.
Missy Elliott dyed her hair, I believe, too. Blonde at one point. I think she's had every color in the rainbow.
Yeah, that's, again, so let me look at this. It's kind of like if you had a caller who calls multiple shows and you're trying to claim that caller for your show. So that's where I think Dennis Rodman is out. I think somebody who is known for like multiple different colors of hair is out.
Right. So then David Bowie's out.
Yeah, I would think
David Bowie had every color too at one. I mean, he had pinkish, red, and blonde.
That's right.
Pink would be out.
Correct. Pink is definitely out. Boy.
Some people questioning on here whether Ertz's curtains match the drapes or the carpet.
Yeah. That's right. Jared Leto was in Fight Club?
Boy, I don't remember him in there.
Yeah, he was. I don't remember an Angel Face.
That was a pretty good movie.
Not Meatloaf, who was Robert Paulson. Remember Meatloaf was in that movie?
No, he's been in a lot of movies though.
Yeah.
Jared
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's not an actor.
Jared Leto's he's a weird dude.
He's a little out there.
Yeah.
By the way, the Magic 8 Ball put out a free play for you.
Oh yeah.
Money line. Twins money line. I'm in. I gotta do a 2-hour show on betting tonight. What the hell is there to talk about?
This
baseball.
Telling you got to get into this golf.
Radio Network.
Is that the only golf going on? There's no PGA?
No.
Studios.
No.
Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry May.
I've been trying my damnedest to ignore everything Olympics related because I've never watched the Olympics, and I'm not going to get into it because Twitter is telling me there's a reason to get into it. But now I feel like I may have to because I've been on a nice little run when it comes to golf DFS, right? PGA DFS.
Yeah, me too.
Back-to-back weeks, Harry, where I've hit 4-leg parlays on 3 balls. So I'm jonesing for golf.
Well, it starts tonight, and I'm looking at Christopher Powers here on Twitter at CPowers14. His Olympic card is out, and it's out of hand as usual. He says Fleetwood 28-1 for the gold. Leishman 35-1, and your boy Siwoo 50-1 are 3 of his plays.
Bets?
Yes.
All right, now I got to. Who is this again?
Chris Powers. Yeah, he does. He's part of the Be Right podcast. He writes for like Golf Digest.
Okay,
I've had him on the podcast. He's pretty good.
Okay.
To medal, Abraham Answer. I like this play. 7-1.
But so any medal?
Any medal. There's only 3.
No, I get it.
And then Guido, our boy Guido, who I think you rode a couple of weeks ago, didn't you?
Yes.
Same week I took him, and he played really well. 16-1 to medal.
So I can't get medal. I can just get top 5.
Oh, okay. Well, he's got Connor's top 5.
Where is he normally?
I mean, normally. I've got him top 10, I believe.
Okay, that's what I was looking at. Connor's top 5.
Yeah. And I have him over Sungjae in a matchup.
He's plus 450 top 5. I could get behind minus 162 top 20. It's not ideal, but I can, I should probably just take him top 10 and split the difference. Maybe I'll take both top 10. How about that?
Okay.
Now, who else did you like? Guido Migliozzi?
Yeah, Migliozzi to medal. 16-1.
I got him at plus 125 top 20. I'm fine there.
Okay.
Now, what about, there were a couple of others. Now, I'm going to throw in here my 2 that you like. I just wanted to make sure you did. Norlander and Straka as far as top 20.
Top 20s. Yeah.
Now, that's long shot. 300 for Straka, 230 for Norlander. But
yeah, it's only 60 guys in the field, and there's no cut.
Yeah, it's not easy. Who else do you have? Or you said Answer to medal was who your guy had.
7-1.
There's really no maneuverability with a top 20 play. Top 10, I can get him at plus 150. That's not bad. All right, I can write Answer top. Now, what about the obvious ones? You mentioned there are only 3 top 10 PGA players in this event.
Correct, and they're all Americans.
They're all American, correct.
Yeah. It's Morikawa, who's the favorite. Xander Schauffele and Justin Thomas.
Now, do you have any interest at all? You said Hovland, by the way, but I can't get any value on him. What about Rory, Hideki, or JT? We also have the 2 Pauls in there, or not the other one, sorry.
Hovland's not top 10 in the world, though. He's like 11th or 12th.
No, I'm just saying as far as in this event.
Oh.
I have no idea. I don't even know where they're playing this. The Honda World Invitational. Honda?
Oh, no, that's a mixed event. That's men and women. That's
so this isn't even the Olympics that I had?
No. That's not that's an alternate event with men and women on teams.
No wonder why everything looked off. Boy, I tell you, this is an embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment. No, I'm on the right side. All right, I'm on the right side of this. Okay, so where is this course?
It's in Japan. It's in Tokyo. It's the name of it. This is a tough name. Kasumi Gaseki.
Okay.
Country Club.
Not
East Course.
Gasecki, the tight end in Miami.
Not Gasecki. No, from Penn State. No.
No. Now, are you messing it all around with Rory or Hideki?
Hideki, I think, has just got the weight of the country on his back. He's got so many media obligations. He's already won his Masters. I think he's exhausted, to be honest with you.
Okay, that's fair.
And Rory, I'm not. I can't take him anytime. He could win it, but he could also finish 40th.
I like it. All right, I'm going to build that. Corey Connors, top 20. I'm not going to stretch it. I'm going to just slide in at
right.
Terrible, but at minus 162, I can work with it. Guido's plus 125, Norlander 230. These are all top 20s. Straka plus 300, Kim plus 100, even money. And then Answer, I bumped up to 10 at plus 150, which I don't like. I really don't like that. Plus 150 is really not a lot. You know, I'm actually not going to bet that, Harry. Because I just
for the top 10?
Plus 150 in as you laid out, a field of 60, no cut.
Right.
For Answer to be top 10 at plus 150.
You need more than that.
Thank you. All right.
Yes.
I feel better about that. And, you know, to be fair, that's why I moved away from Connors as well. It's a little bit of a better. But, you know, Connors' top 10 here is plus 190. I need that at a little over 200.
I agree.
Now, is there a DFS tournament we can run in this, or do you just have to wait?
No, I think you can do DFS. I think the Swing It and Ding It's got a contest open.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll have to do here. Right?
Yep.
Otherwise.
Still nothing from Barrett. At all. Not even a text saying, yeah, I can't come on today. Forget about OT. Nothing.
Zero. Well, what else?
I heard Jalen Hurts. They're saying on the stream that Jalen Hurts was live with the media and that apparently he had a good day.
Yeah, he's after what happened last year, he's going to have great days in front of the media. I mean,
no, I'm saying, I guess in practice, like he had a good practice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. Right? We would not want this guy to have a bad practice. My God, it would be nuts.
Oh.
Can you imagine? Now, at Cadillac Mac 15 has tweeted a response of an all-time blonde moment. And that was Carlton when he was blonde on The Fresh Prince. So I just retweeted that for people to see.
Dude, that guy has gotten a great career out of that one role.
Alfonso Ribeiro?
Yes.
What else has he done besides?
Well, he does. He works the PGA Tour champions. He does all their voiceovers. He promotes it.
Oh,
you know,
that's
he goes to these golf tournaments and plays in celebrity golf outings just because of the stupid Carlton dance.
Well, he's not. It's not like he's doing the Carlton
dance.
He
does. He does. He's at Pebble Beach. He does it on one of the tee boxes. Like it's what people want to see. That's his thing.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm serious.
Oh my goodness. Are
He's
you
made
serious?
a career off of it. Good for him.
I think it's one thing to play that role and then get work because you're an actor, etc. from it. But
I'm telling you, it's like cue the Tom Jones music right now. It's not unusual to have fun. Yeah, and he goes right into it.
At Pebble Beach?
Exactly.
Isn't 18 that long dog leg left where you have to hit to the right and then your approach is in? Is that Pebble Beach?
Well, yeah, it's on the water and it's got the one tree out there in the middle of the fairway.
That's right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
That is amazing. I didn't realize it was at that level where he was still asked. I mean, think about that. It's like, what group is still making a living off of one single?
Oh, plenty of them.
You think so? Like touring and in demand? This guy is.
I don't know about in demand. I mean, if you're touring, you're in some demand. If people are going to see you, there's one-hit wonders all over the place.
No, I'm saying like over the last 20 years, who's still making money off of a one-hit wonder? That's what I mean. Like, I know they weren't in the hip-hop world, but when it comes to just the general perception of the group, House of Pain is a one-hit wonder for people. They're not, but for, casuals who don't follow the genre, which I don't have a problem with, they are a one-hit wonder with Jump. That song is being played everywhere when it comes to people up. The other one would be...
Colin Berger points out the Baja Men.
The Baja Men, yes, who let the dogs out.
Right.
It's still going as well. Oh, in the third round, this is from Bruder on Twitter, Justin Timberlake and Alfonso Ribeiro danced. This is when you know your shark is jumping.
Yes. Now, does he have a sweater tied around his neck?
No,
Remember
but
that
here
look?
comes Justin Timberlake having to own the moment, even though it has nothing to do with it.
Right.
And it's just like, dude,
almost like a photo bomb.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's absolutely.
This is this guy's only, ray of sunshine, and JT has to jump in there and steal it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just grab it as fast as you can, because otherwise, what? People will stop talking about Justin Timberlake for 2 minutes.
Exactly. Well, it won't go viral unless JT's involved.
That's right.
She's actually doing Ribeiro a favor.
This is insulting to Ribeiro.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's another one from Colin Berger. Lou Bega with Damamba.
Yeah. That was Michael Scott's ringtone for a lot of Office episodes.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree. Lou Bega, what is it, Mambo number 9?
Yeah, I forget he doesn't put what number. I forget what number. Was it Mambo 5?
Number 5.
Yeah, number 5, I think.
How many other Mambos were
How about
there?
the guy that did Don't Worry, Be Happy?
Bobby McFerrin?
Yeah.
What's
still
his
making
number
those
2?
weird sounds and
Yeah,
stuff?
but is he still... Okay, hold on a second. We're not just going down a rabbit hole of one-hit wonders. This is akin to Alfonso Ribeiro still doing that dance, 30 years later?
Yeah.
And
At least 30 years. Yeah.
And again, not in some civic center in a town that you've never heard of. This is on the PGA Tour.
Right.
Now, are you sure, real quick?
He's not performing at the San Joaquin Civic Center on bingo night.
No. Which I don't know if they can afford him at this point based
know.
on where he's playing. Alfonso, what? No, you can't afford me. But hold on a second. What about... I just want to make sure. Are we sure this wasn't like a one-time thing where he did it stupidly with Timberlake?
I've seen it multiple times.
Okay.
The Timberlake one was big because Timberlake made it big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But why else? I mean, he does the promotion, the promos for the Champions Tour on TV. Like, how does he get that gig? Because it's of that one role.
And he'll do the dance.
Correct.
It's got to be, honestly, it's got to be in his contract, right?
Yeah, I would imagine. Probably there's a certain number of times that he has to be, shot on video each year doing the dance.
Right. Right. Wow. This is something else, man. What we stumble upon here.
That's the kind of gig I need.
I feel bad for the guy.
Why?
He shouldn't be out here doing this stuff anymore.
I would do it.
Because I'm sure there's a pretty big check that comes with it,
Of
right?
course.
That's the difference. Gigantic check that comes with it. Man. All right, we'll take a quick one across here. Overtime coming your way at the top. We think it's the middle on Sports Map Radio. Leave us a like as well on the JAKIB Media YouTube page. All right, so we'll break before OT, but if you got to go somewhere, that's fine.
No, but does Barrett has the link, right? I would imagine you'd probably have it from Xander before the show.
Yep.
Just in case.
Now, I'd tell you, Robbie Anderson can be good. I think he's going to have a big year this year. You're a guy from Temple.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
He makes big plays, man. That's what he does. The home run hitter.
Yeah, I think he and Conway are actually going to, the kid they got in Washington now.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those guys are going to be, I think, pretty damn good.
Jalen Hurts says he's vaccinated.
Okay,
That's
I know
the latest news.
Declined to answer, which for some reason people are saying is him saying no.
Who declined?
Carson Wentz declined to answer, which is different than saying no.
Right.
Not for Twitter, of course, but for anybody who deals in real life. Jonathan Bernier. Man, there's nothing tonight, huh?
Well, just the golf. I know it's the
when
only
does that start though.
6:30.
Oh, this evening?
Yeah, it's on Golf Channel. Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that.
So Dave Zangaro says Jalen Hurts says that he is among the 90% of Eagles players who are vaccinated. Did you see that where the Washington football team, their number is really low?
Yep.
And Rivera is all worried about it, as he should be, because if there is an outbreak and they get screwed at a certain position group, let's say.
Done.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts on Joe Flacco. He has a ton of knowledge. He's helping me so much. He slows the game down for me.
Well, that's what he's there for.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we can add Fred Durst to the fake blonde group.
I was hoping we wouldn't, but
maybe that's Gray. Actually, I think it's Gray.
Is it?
Yeah, he's got some photo from Instagram hit the Twitter, and he kind of looks like Bon Jovi, they say.
Man. Because of the hair at all?
Yeah.
This is The Middle on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, so we have this story that's popped out. Now, again, it's Twitter, so people will never approach something on Twitter like they do or they're forced to do in real life, and that's why Twitter is just so bizarre, because it's just a free-for-all. But Carson Wentz was asked a question about whether or not he has the vaccine, and he politely declined to say whether he is vaccinated. Quote, "It is a personal decision," meaning he could be or he could not be, right? It's going to be one or the other. Or maybe he got one, he's on the way, whatever it may be. But it doesn't matter. Like at that point, okay, I don't know why people are now assuming one or the other when he's given you I'm not going to tell you, but what it allows people to do now, Harry, is assume that he hasn't got the vaccine and then go crazy about how many games he could miss and whether or not the Eagles are going to get that pick.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right. And apparently the Flyers have made a trade or have acquired a goaltender, a backup goaltender.
Well, we knew they were going to do that anyway. They don't have a backup.
Right. Yeah. Barrett's boy Moose is no longer with the team.
Yeah. Well,
you got the old San Jose Sharks goalie, Martin Jones. So that's going to have to be Barrett's new guy.
Martin Jones?
Martin Jones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Martin Jones or Martin?
That's probably, I don't know, it might be Martin.
I think, no, look, you discount the new age of hockey name. They have fully assimilated into Yeah, American.
So it's Marty Jones.
It's Marty.
Not Smarty Jones.
No,
here he comes.
It's
Here I am. Here I am. What's up, fellas?
Nothing, man. We got to take a quick break. Can you hang with us?
Of course, man. I'm here for overtime.
All right.
Beautiful.
Sounds good, man. We'll be back at 3 and back tomorrow on Sports Map Radio. Heading into first real official Football Friday that we have. So thanks to Lofty for hanging with us in hour 1. Make sure you hang here for overtime. You don't go anywhere. If you're listening on the radio, now would be a great time to pop over to the JAKIB Media YouTube page.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
Yo, what's up,
down
man?
there today, man? How was it?
It was pretty cool, man. You know, it was a lot like, you know, the old camps. You know, where you know, we were able to watch practice, see what they were doing. You know, I saw, you know, a couple little gems, you know, that I picked up on. But yeah, it was nice, man. Plus, it wasn't hot at all, man. I mean, this doesn't seem like a first day of camp. You know, it's not hot enough.
Right.
You know, you want to be hot and suffer through camp so you can get your body in shape, get your mind right as you go into this season. You know, today was kind of easy, man. It's not as hot outside, and they didn't even have full pads on, so that was the difference.
How did Hurts look?
Hurts looks all right. You know, he looked good. You can tell he's not on his pre-snap reads just yet. You know what I'm saying? He still has a lot of work to do with that. But then you look at what Flacco. Flacco was on those pre-snap reads, but you can see his limitations as far as him being an athlete. Jalen was definitely running around and looking like an athlete out there, looking like a quarterback. You could tell the guys are working for him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always like that at the beginning when the defense is usually a step up during camp as opposed to the offense. They're playing pretty well. They're playing fast. Nelson looks good. Slay looks good. Yeah, that Kayvon Wallace is starting at safety. So, there's a lot of things going on right now that are positive for the Eagles.
They have Slay and Nelson on the outside, and they have Maddox in the slot.
Maddox in the slot, and then Craig came in for a little bit. They also who was the other guys they had in there? JAKIB was in there a little bit also.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking pretty good. I was surprised Davion Taylor got a lot of run. He got a lot of reps. So I thought that Bradley would be taking a lot more starting reps, but actually Davion Taylor in the red zone took some reps.
He was the 3rd round pick.
Yeah, well, that says a lot. Andre Dillard was starting.
That's what I saw. I saw that on Twitter.
That's shocking to me. I wouldn't necessarily have done it that way. But who am I? Evidently, it's the heat is on Dillard, so he understands what's going on. He saw the type of year that Jordan Mailata had, so I guess he's ready to take it to that next level and go and play. We'll see.
All right, so Ash on the stream, we were talking about the Bro Barn today because there's a piece on ESPN.com. Lane Johnson's barn in his backyard is called the Bro Barn, where they go to get placed. And Ash wants to know if you've ever been there.
No, I've never been there before. I am going to ask about it. I did get in a little trouble today.
You did?
After practice, I know the guys, so it's a lot different than other media people are there. That's what I feel, because I'm at blood, sweat, and tears. So, I cut my teeth here. I got drafted here. So, guys called Brandon Brooks came and started talking to me. Brandon Graham came and started talking to me. So when they came and started talking to me, I didn't hesitate. I just sat there and kept talking to them. It was me and Quick. So long story long, I go to the tent where they're interviewing people. So I'm standing there by myself with my camera guy. And then BG comes and starts talking to me again. And the guy, comes up to me and says, "Hey, you can't interview players." I said, "Well, I'm not interviewing players. I'm just, here to talk." Yeah. Right. I didn't go to Brandon. He came to me.
Right. And so it's not like you're holding up a recorder in front of his face, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. All right, bro. So, it was like, you can't interview players. Well, I wasn't interviewing them. I was just talking to them. But they understand what you're saying. Understand what you have to do. Yeah. You have to make sure that they go through the protocol because, a couple other, media people are like, well, why does he get to go talk to people and we can't? Well, it wasn't though I was interviewing. I was just talking to him.
Right.
So I got to understand, I got to know my role. I can't come in as a guy that, a player. I got to come in as a media guy and be, not be all, fraternizing with the players.
You can't go through the players' entrance. Like, who do you think you are, Mertitas at a hockey game?
Right. That's exactly what it was, man. Exactly what it was. I wanted my own parking space. You know what I'm saying? And I pull up. They don't have a parking space, but I have a parking space. So they were kind of, they were kind of a little pissed, but they understand too. All these guys covered me when I was playing here, anyways.
Yeah.
So. We got to put together, we got it straight, and I understand now that I can't just do that, especially with all the protocols they got going on and tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, 3A and everything else. So I got to be a little more, aware of who I am now, as opposed to being media, as opposed to being a player.
Yeah. Now, what did you think of Zach Ertz's hair? There's a lot being made of his new blonde hair.
Well, hey, whatever it takes to get you noticed, that's definitely going to get him noticed. He looks like he's off of one of those Japanese fighting games. You know what I mean? They have on video games, man. That's what he looks like, bro.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I looked over and towards the end of practice, and I saw he and Howie talking, so evidently they're made up and, are going into this season, with an opportunity to get better. Maybe win a little something before he gets out of here. So, he could be traded, before the season started, or they could wait till the trade deadline. Either way it goes, he's an Eagle right now, and they're going to use him accordingly.
What about Devonta Smith? How'd he look today?
He looked good. You know, he had a couple of drops. It was surprising to me. But he looked good. He looked fast, looked explosive. But, you know, I'll tell you what, you know, Slay, he must have heard everything everybody was saying because he was playing at a high level today.
Oh, yeah?
A very high level, yes. Yes. You know, so he was making plays, you know, playing through the ball, you know, not allowing people to catch passes on him, you know, and Nelson's getting up to speed also. So, you know,
what about Gainwell? Did you see him do anything?
Not really, because they didn't have any pads on, so they really couldn't come off the ball as offensive linemen, open up holes and things of that nature. But you know, it's still, I can't wait till Saturday when they put the pads on. Now, when they have pads on, I can't wait for that to happen because that's when you're going to see the men for the boys.
Will you be there?
I will be.
You will. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I will be there. You know, I'll keep you updated. In fact, I might send you something when I'm out there. All right.
Yeah, you should do. Yeah. What are you allowed to do? Like, you can't take any video of the practice, right?
No, after they get through warming up and stuff, they tell everybody you got to put your phones down so you can't have your phones out.
Right.
So, you know, you have to, you know, make sure you follow the rules, man. But hey, you know, I mean, I'm excited to see what this team is going to do. There was excitement out there. You could tell guys were ready to play. Dillard looked like he was ready to play. So, you know, I mean, until they put their pads on, that's what I really want to see. You had Wilson flying around, you know, trying to make plays. Yeah, he's trying to make plays. You know, everybody looks good with no pads on. You know, I saw him try to, you know, give a little extra effort and hit Lane a little bit. And Lane looked at him like, "Oh, son, wait till these pads come on, son. We're gonna see if you're gonna be that, you know, see if you're gonna be all running around like you are right now. When I can put my hands on them."
Did you see anything that gets you off of your 11-win prediction?
No.
Are you going to 12?
In fact, no, I'm not going to 12. But I'm gonna dig my heels on where I'm at, man. You know, they're looking a lot better than what people are giving them credit for. So,
all right.
Everybody looks good in shorts. Right. I want to see when the pads come on.
Sirianni looked like he had command of the group.
He's a coach's coach, man. He's running around, and you know, usually, you know, like guys like Bid Red and you know, guys I had when I was, you know, playing, they would tend to sit back and observe the entire field. Well, Nick Sirianni was right in there with the offense. You know, he's running up and coaching guys just like he was position coach.
Right.
So you know, you really can't take that wide receiver coach out of him. You know, he wants to be right there front and center coaching guys. But hey, you know, at the end of the day, you know, his exuberance and his you know, running around, his excitement, you can see it. It's infectious with the guys.
Yeah. All right. Now, are you back with us tomorrow, or are you at practice again?
I'm back with you tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right.
Back with you tomorrow, and I'm gonna do the same thing on Friday.
Okay. We look forward to talking more Eagles with you tomorrow. So this is you've seen Overtime with Barrett Brooks and his review of the first day of Eagles practice. We'll see you tomorrow.
Definitely. Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out Book It Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the Book It Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the Book It Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on Book It.